Cash-strapped prisons recycle underwear. Real or fake headline? Cash-strapped prisons recycle underwear. Is that a real or fake headline, dudes? Bob? How's it?
Real.
What? Prisons recycle underwear? Lenny?
I'll say false too.
You enjoy?
Also.
I recycle mine like every 2 weeks, so no problem.
Yeah, we noticed that. That's why we're
Well, I
getting.
mean, I wash them, but, you know.
That's why we're getting a bigger studio. It's in the works. Jill?
It's huge. Are you kidding me?
Prisons recycling underwear?
That's a hard one because they could. I mean,
But is it real or fake? That's the question. Now whether they
fake.
recycle
It's
or not.
fake.
Jill says that's a fake headline, people.
Yeah.
And Bob? Prisons are recycling underwear?
The way we've been treating our prisoners in this country, yeah, wouldn't surprise me if they did it at some faraway corner of our.
All right, Bob.
And the voice of experience, Mr. Michael Goodell.
I had to throw myself out of this voting because I've been there, done it, so
You have recycled underwear?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not going to vote on this one.
Yeah, well, all right then.
You're abstaining.
That is a
I
true
know that.
headline.
I understand. I
You
know
can do that? I didn't know you could do that. Wow.
That is a true headline, people.
Wow,
Do we have a
We
winner?
didn't get it right.
No.
Or to paraphrase it properly, do we have a wiener? Do we have a wiener, people?
I got 3 out of 5.
Let's hear it. Anybody get more than 3? Joey?
I got 2.
I got 2.
Bob?
I am the utter complete champion today, I have to admit.
I have to admit too, because I had 3 too. I think Bob
I
did.
got everyone right.
There you go, peoples. The Fourth Reich. Let's hear it.
He asked me though.
Yay!
Good
work, Bob.
Nobody could be more surprised than I am, folks.
You're always sucking behind.
I have no idea how this happened.
But don't forget.
Anyways,
don't
let's
forget.
do a big band for Bob Schwartz.
So Bob, you
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So Bob, you for a beautiful trip to downtown Dalton, New
I'll
York.
slip you the 20 later, Mark.
It's Bob.
Oh, the winner does buy
I
it.
say that.
You already brought 20 bucks worth of beer.
The winner, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. My name is Lenny, and this is
George.
We're Lenny and
George.
Now, you might notice the differences between us. I'm fairly clean-shaven.
I've got a full beard and mustache.
I'm quite wide and muscular.
I'm slender and lean.
I've got a very large penis.
I tell the truth.
We have a couple jokes. We're going to start out with, I think George today with jokes.
What do you get when you cross a computer with a whore?
I don't know. What do you get?
A fucking know-it-all.
What do you think about that?
I just started taking Ginkgo Viagra. It lets me remember what
How's
the
it
fuck I
working?
was doing.
Tell us a lawyer joke.
Why do they bury lawyers, where they normally bury people 6 feet, why do they bury lawyers 10 feet down?
I don't know. Why would they do that?
Closer to the house.
Because deep down, everybody knows lawyers are good people.
How can you tell if a lawyer is lying?
I don't know.
When Mark's lips
How?
are moving.
His lips are moving.
I
That's
heard
right.
echoes.
One more lawyer joke. Come on, let's hear it.
What's the difference between a lawyer and a flounder?
What is the difference?
One is a scum-sucking bottom feeder, and the other one is a fish.
What do you think about that, Bob? You got one?
The flounder or the fish for Festivus. I've got one. Since we're in the winter Christmas mode, we'll talk about Jerusalem and everything's kind of religiously piled up over there. So there's a ward over there where they lock up a lot of the religious fanatics, and so we were over there and we asked this one guy who he thought he was, and he thought he was John the Baptist, and they asked him, how do you know that you're John the Baptist? And a guy from he said he asked he was told by God that he was John the Baptist, and a guy across the room stood up and said,
One is a lawyer, the other one is a fish.
I never said that.
Anybody in the front row got something?
Hey, Mike, ask me what the most important thing about
Flounder or the
comedy is.
fish?
So what they think is humorous?
I do
You got a
it.
joke,
Alright.
Mike?
Ask me what the most
Tell one
important
of those
thing.
filthy jokes.
All right,
that
Lanny. What's the most important thing about
Timing!
Oh, Jesus.
Mike, tell us about your cooking show. Come on. That's what we're here for. Mike, tell us about the new restaurant downtown.
Oh,
Blessing lasagna.
Man, we got another 5 minutes.
Phenomenal place.
Haven't been there.
speaking
Do you have a
of
joke?
Holy Land
No, I don't.
praise,
Well, what the hell? Bob, Joe, Joey.
Yes, I do have a joke.
All right, Joey's got a joke, people.
A lawyer one or no? A lawyer?
No, it's not a lawyer.
Good.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs are vacationing in Alaska.
Ooh.
Sounds good so far?
sure
That's
does.
Two lawyers walking to a bar. No.
They say, ow.
So they're out there and they're on the side of this mountain and there's all the snow and the beautiful breathtaking scenery that of course is Alaska. And they're out there and all of a sudden from the side of the mountain down comes an avalanche and crushes Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, kills them all instantly.
Yay!
Next thing, they're up at the pearly gates. St. Peter says, come right on in. The big man's waiting to see you. So they all file in, they go up to God there, they're looking up at him, and it's all just as wonderful as Alaska, only bigger and better. And God says, I want to welcome you to heaven. I don't know what you know about heaven, but probably everything you heard about it is true and more. There's many wonderful things. You'll be here with me forever. And I want you to enjoy heaven because you are some truly famous people. I've been waiting to meet you guys. And so they all kind of chattering around. And God says, well, I've got to go meet somebody else now. Does anyone have a question that I can answer before I go? They all huddle around one of the seven dwarves there. They say, go ahead, ask him, Dopey, ask him. So they all part ways, and Dopey steps forward. He says, God, are there any black nuns in Alaska? And God is a little bit taken back by that question, even being God. He says, black nuns in Alaska. You know, little fella, I don't think there has ever been a black nun in Alaska. And they all start running around Dopey and saying, Dopey fucked a penguin, Dopey fucked a penguin.
There's a lot of guts to tell that.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Right though, you're correct. There are no penguins in
Anymore?
Alaska.
I've got a quick heaven
Penguins
joke.
only,
by all means.
only live in the southern hemisphere.
All right,
I'm
St.
sorry, I
Peter.
didn't hear that.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Well, you can hear that when you watch TV.
Also,
Merry Christmas.
St.
Happy New Year.
Sorry.
oh, well, that's pretty funny.
Happy holidays.
That is funny. I ain't buying nobody nothing this year, man. I always make sure I don't have a girlfriend in the Christmas season. Lenny, got a joke?
Yeah, let's see. St. Peter had to go to the bathroom, and he's at the pearly gates, and he's trying to get like Abraham's attention. They're avoiding him, and finally he sees Jesus go by, and he knows he's a really easy mark. So he goes, Jesus. He looks, and Jesus goes, oh man, and St. Peter goes, I just got to go to the bathroom. Sit here. He says, oh, okay. So he opens up the big book of life, and the next guy up is this little old man, and he looks kind of familiar. And so Jesus shuts the book and decides to do it freestyle and says, what did you do for a living? He goes, oh, I worked with wood. I worked with my hands. He goes, really? Even more familiar, this guy to Jesus is. So? He says, well, do you have any kids? He goes, yes, I had a little boy. And he says, what did he do? What happened to this little boy? He goes, oh, it's horrible. They took him away, and he had nails in his hands and nails in his feet. The old man was sobbing. And Jesus goes, Father? And the old man goes, Pinocchio?
You're going straight to 18 double hockey sticks.
I live there. It's called Mount Morris.
I'm gonna close out.
Mike,
I'm gonna close out with a
what about
religious
that
joke.
restaurant?
Never been
West
there.
lasagna. Oh,
Mike,
Mike, it's
Mike will be
phenomenal.
back with
Everything
Let's
with
put
what?
down the camera.
Have you
Let's
eaten there,
put the
Bob?
camera down.
Have you eaten
What do you
there?
think?
Not yet.
Take it to
Oh,
the
it's
quest
phenomenal.
treat yourself.
It's tremendous.
wonderful.
We're
It's
gonna head
all
down today. You
homemade.
got the balls to go. I got money today.
Homemade, no freezers, everything is fresh. It's phenomenal.
We're gonna try to bring the camera out, and if we don't get the Cuesta lasagna in this episode, it'll be in the next one in January. That
no,
being
it'll be in this
said,
episode.
Mike will critique the new Italian
you
restaurant.
should, Mike. It'd be good for you.
Today I'm busy at an appointment at 3.
No, we'll go there. We'll go there during the week.
Doesn't have to be today.
Yeah, we'll go there during the
That
week.
being said, go back in the archives up on YouTube and check out the Cooking with Mike episode we did a couple of years ago. It's really good, man.
I tell you what, there's gonna be a fish restaurant. I will critique the fish restaurant.
I'd be doing that, man. I'll tell you,
I am a fish.
you buy me some AA batteries.
New seafood
and I'll
comes to
film
Mount Morris.
anything.
Where they only sell flounder
I'd be honored to go out and do a
And
segment.
flounder.
and lawyers.
That being said, come on, I keep trying to get to the other side of your head, and My name is Mark Didas. It's been an extreme honor to be here. We have a record-setting amount of people in my bedroom. I feel a little strange about that. Honored to have my buddy Bob here today, man.
Thank you,
Joe,
Mark.
thanks
You
for
also
coming
got
down.
Carol?
Joey, as always, bass player extraordinaire.
Yay,
Right.
Joey.
If you need a good band
There could be
for
music.
an event called the Hogs, you'll laugh your ass off, you'll dance all night. Joey's excellent musician. And of course, Bob speaks for himself, Wyoming
Right.
County Idol, country music artist extraordinaire also. And Mr. Casual Kasdan, he speaks for himself. And almost lastly, if you need a good DJ for a party, call Lenny. Infinity Entertainment, he kicks ass. What can I say, man? Hope you get a gig or two. And my buddy Mike, thanks for coming over. My production assistant, he's the man.
The lasagna, Mike.
And that's it. Bye, everybody.
See ya, Carol.